Hey guys, Rookie Lock here, back once again. I hope everyone's having a great day as always. And got a pretty cool video for you guys today. At least I think it will be. It's going to be the first in a perhaps three-part series on the beautiful S&G environmental padlock here. Sure most of you know, but for those of you that don't, this is a padlock that's used on railways and even some military bases, and they actually do also make a civilian model. Usually you can tell when you have a steel key like this that it was a railway lock at one point. So yeah, very iconic lock, pretty collectible, but they have a few flaws. They only have 3 discs, as you can see here, and it's pretty well documented on, well, basically all the locks are numbered, and it's pretty well documented which number means which cut of key, so you can easily find out what key belongs to what lock by its number. Sometimes they're on the side, but I think the newer ones are up here. So yeah, like I said, only 3 cuts. Not hard locks to pick at all, and these locks are protecting millions and millions of dollars worth of munitions, and all kinds of stuff travels by train, all kinds of waste. So pretty big problem, really. I think it's just too expensive to do anything about it. Anyway, I could go on and on about these locks, but I want to pick it, and I'm going to actually gut this one for you guys. Happen to be lucky to have a guttable lock. Actually, before I go any further, huge thanks to Chris Capune for the locks he gave me, man. I've learned so much from these 2 locks. That package is worth its weight in gold. Thanks again, and look forward to the video on this lock too, guys. So to help us pick this, like I said, it's a 102, and I made us a little drawing here of what the discs should look like when they're in their true gates. So this is a picture of, ignore these for a second, this is a picture of the disc pack at rest. So all the discs are like this, with the rivet at the bottom and the Made in USA like that. So for the 3rd disc, all we need to do is nudge it just a little bit. It's just a little bit off its resting position. So to do that, I just use a piece of metal or a disc pack turner that you might already have for your disc detainer locks. Which I will add, this would be pickable with a normal disc detainer pick if you had the right tips, and it's honestly just not really worth it. It's too easy to pick these just like it is. For some reason they're hard to turn. I was grabbed up on something in the back. Oh yeah, there's a slot in the back. So now that we have the 3rd, well, actually all the discs rotated like this, I'm going to go and rotate 2 and 1 to their maximum clockwise position, which hopefully we can see here. You can see the 3rd disc in the back. Might need to rotate it a bit more. Should be good though. And the 2nd and 1st discs are rotated all the way clockwise. Now all we have to do is rotate the 1st disc to where it's basically level or parallel here. And hopefully we can get another shot of all the discs in their hopefully proper position there. 3, 2, 1. And now all we need to do is find the 0 disc, which in this lock is the 2nd one, because it's rotated all the way. And we have to rotate that disc and try not to disturb the other ones. Now we can do that easily with a Sparrow's tension wrench, which I have, but I was bored the other day and I made this special turning tool for this lock, so I'm going to use that. And we just have to get on number 2, which, oh sorry guys, can be a little tricky, not too bad though. There's so much spaces in between these discs. Which I believe has to do with the feature. Hang on here. Okay, I'm on the second disc and I slipped off of it, but I think I rotated the whole disc pack enough to where now I could really rotate any of the discs, but I'll stay on the second one, and sure enough we got the thing open. So now this lock is kind of special because usually they're pinned here or here, but this one happens to have a set screw, so it is guttable. And yeah, Chris, can't thank you enough for these locks. I'll put Chris's channel in the description, of course, and also I urge you to check out the commercial video for the Sargent and Greenleaf. I'll leave that in the description as well. It's pretty damn cool. They talk about some of its features. Like I said, it has a self-cleaning feature which is according to them, it has a self-cleaning feature, which I'll show you what I think that is when I get this open here. Now I'm just going to use calipers to unscrew this cap, which is threaded. I believe they're all threaded, but like I said, the older ones are pinned into place. And I have seen those gutted on YouTube as well, but you have to drill out that pin, which I really wouldn't want to do. Now there's the cap, spring, and here's where it kind of gets funny. So as you can see, the way the actuator is made, this ball bearing would come out of the way, but this one can't when the lock's open. So to get the disc pack out, you need to actually close the padlock, which is not too bad for gutting it, but as you'll see after, getting it back together is quite tricky, which I will also try. I'll also try to do that. Hopefully it can help out someone, because I know when I first tried to put one of these back together, it was pretty tough, and there's a few things you can mess up, so I'll do that as well and show you guys how that works. So as you can see, 2 sidebars. One just limits the rotation of the discs so they can't turn too far, and the other sidebar is the active one that keeps the lock locked up. So I'll just put these here, I guess, and reposition the camera. And let's get a look at these discs. Really nothing too special about them, but actually I'm going to turn this way so I remember. Actually, take that back. I'm going to leave it like this. So you can see there's numbers on them, and those face out. So good thing to remember for when you put it back together. And this spacer is notable as well. Maybe we can get it out. Let's use this. Come on. I know you want to come out of there. Okay. So as you can see, a little spring fell off here, which is what I'm going to call a little spring. And it goes in the slot around the spacer. So basically these spacers prevent one disc from turning the other. And this spring, sidebars on this side, remember, basically it pushes the sidebar out when the lock is back in its locked up position. Otherwise it'd be really hard to get the key out. So there's a 2-lass disc and spacer, and we'll get a nice close look at these. Like I said, nothing special. They are numbered. There's our 0 cut disc, and surprisingly there's a number 2 and a 4. I thought it would be 1 and a 2 or something like that. But as you can see, no false gates, and the true gates are very wide. So you can be pretty sloppy with your disc placement and still get an open. So yeah, really nothing too special. It's, don't get me wrong, still a very cool lock. Very proud to have one in my collection. It's such an iconic lock in my mind. And I'll walk you through how you put it back together. So like I said, the slots and the spacer go, well, this is symmetrical, I believe, so it doesn't really matter, but they go towards, I put it together like this, towards the bottom. Make sure you don't flip your discs as you put them in there. Numbers face out. This is going to be the hardest one to get in, of course. And you have to line this slot up with the opening in the spring with the slot in the spacer, which can be tricky to get this back in. I think I got it. Yep. And now is a good time to put the limiting rod in, the limiting sidebar, just so things don't get turned, so you don't lose the spring placement. And now that we have that all together, we can give it a quick test. And let's see here. Oh, I turned something too far. Darn. The limiting bar is not sliding in. Okay, it's the first spacer, which is no big deal. Just see that. Put that back in. Put that back in. Again, number out. Put this active sidebar up here, and hopefully everything works. And sure enough, it does. You can see if that spring wasn't there, it would be really hard to get the key out. So we're going to turn everything back, and here's the really tricky part. So I like to put the active sidebar in the lock first. I found if you put it in the pack, it's really hard to get everything back together. Put a little bit of grease on these balls so they kind of stay in place. Gives you a bit of a fighting chance. And I know I'm going to have trouble with this, especially on camera. So the balls are in place, the inner sidebar is in place, and it's facing the camera. So now hopefully I can just gingerly slide this in. You can't do it when the lock's facing up because you'll lose all your discs out the pack. Some people turn the lock shackle down, but I think I can hopefully manage to, at least now that it's in this far, the gap's bridged between the ball bearings and they're not going to fall out anymore, so then we can wiggle this in place to get it seated with the sidebar that's already in the lock. And it's in place, and now we can do a quick function test. Of course it works. Locked up, unlocked, Now I'm confident to put the top cap back on, and there's something notable about this too. It has a spot for the set screw on either side, which is kind of in line with the number. So I will actually unlock this and get this started. And we can kind of see, well, probably can't see it on the camera, but you can see again where the set screw needs to be seated. You know you have it in the right position, or you know you have it in the wrong position when the set screw just doesn't go in far enough. Sorry about that. I think I'll turn it about that far. Ignore the phone, guys. And we can put the set screw in. Oh, that's the wrong set screw. Actually, forgot one thing. Before putting the cap on, you gotta put the little springy in there. And then the cap again. And there's the set screw. Use both my hands to get that out of there. Alright, and then the set screw. And that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, I urge you to watch the... Why is that not going in all the way? I urge you guys to watch the commercial for this lock. I'll put a link to that in the description. And I'll put a link to Chris's channel as well. That should be right there. There we go. Now, before the phone rings again, I'm gonna leave you guys with that. And as always, guys, really appreciate all your support. One of the things that keeps me going. And stay tuned for the next video. I'll be making a key for this lock, and also keep your eye out for a video on this lock here. It won't be a picking, but trust me, it'll be interesting. Alright guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.